Cheers, cheers, cheers to one and all. I say welcome to Happy Hour with the Lincoln. We are now on episode number 43, where week by week I'll do my best to answer your stock market related questions over a glass of my favorite whiskey. And our special guest today, one of my all-time faves, Ardbeg. That's right, got the Ardbeg in the glass. You know why? I had to break out the good stuff because I'm feeling chippy. I'm feeling chippy because I got a bone to pick with you guys before I get started. I'm going to ruffle your feathers. I'm going to rub elbows here with you real soon. But don't worry about it because we're all going to be stronger for it. Now, here's the bone I got to pick with you. I've gotten an abnormal amount of responses in my inbox this week to the lack of excitement from these questions I've been posting on Happy Hour. Might I remind you that I'm answering your freaking questions. Don't send me an email telling me you don't like my damn questions. Ask me a freaking question. You want something exciting? Send it to support@thelincolnlist.com. All right, all jokes aside, really, if you don't like the questions, send me a nice question to put on it. I dare you. I double dog dare you. That's right, support@thelincolnlist.com. Enough of the joking. Don't forget, right here's the live trade room. Trade with us each day live. So let's talk about some stuff. We're going to dish it out pretty good today. We're going to talk about sports cars and mansions and other kind of good things. So stick around. Let's get into the first question here, which is, first question. You know you would have tons more subscribers if you showed you house/cars or whatever stuff you own. People would believe you more. You don't look rich, just saying. Who, me? I don't look rich? What do I got to do to look rich? What do I got to do to make you believe me? Should I put the Rolex on? Maybe put the Armani suit for the next happy hour? Would that work? Get some bling on my fingers, cruise around in the sports car, flaunting my dollar bills, making it rain. Is that going to make you think that I'm successful? Is that going to make you think that I'm the right kind of leader to take you to the promised land because I figured out how I could buy an expensive car? That's just ignorant, man. That's just ignorant. Now, I don't have anything against anyone who likes fancy things. For some reason, I'm just not one of those people. A lot of people ask me, what do you spend your money on? Believe me, I spend it. My habit is bikes. I don't really care what kind of car I drive. I own my home, so none of that stuff is very important. I don't need to live in a mansion. You know, that stuff just doesn't appeal to me. But again, that doesn't mean it doesn't appeal to someone else. Now, there truly is a story why I am like this, because a lot of people ask. I'm going to post a picture up here. This is me circa 1993, I think it was, with my Onslaught of car. Maybe it's 94. I was just a young buck back then. So there's actually a story here. What it was is when I was younger, growing up, we were pretty poor. We weren't like dirt poor growing up, but we weren't that well off. And my mom always had a semi-decent car. My dad always wanted to make sure my mom had a semi-decent car to get her to work and all that good stuff. And it was like the nice car, the car we took out to dinner, you know, really cool car. But when my brother and I got our driver's license, my mom wouldn't let us drive her car. Now, when I say a nice car, it would be like the equivalency today of maybe a 5-year-old Honda Accord. Now, my dad, on the other hand, he didn't care what he drove. He drove the absolute most hilarious, ridiculous pickup trucks you could buy and that he could afford. Some of them were olive drab, some of them were, you know, part primer. And he did a lot of hunting and fishing, and he put these big campers, those big over-the-top campers. If I can find a picture somewhere, I'll post it up. So when my brother and I started to learn how to drive, my mom wouldn't let us drive her car. And we had to drive my dad's, you know, vans, trucks, or whatever kind of stuff he had at the time. So I want you to kind of put yourself in this position when I'm getting 16 years old, I'm going out like on my first dates with a girl. And I roll up to her house, and here I am, right? I cruise up there. I've got like an olive drab Chevy Silverado pickup or a Chevy pickup with a off-white over the camper, you know, camper top on it. I couldn't imagine what their parents were thinking. He's like, he's picking you up in like a mini RV outside. You know, you're just cruising around town with the ladies like, check me out, I got the camper top. So anyway, years of that growing up, I said, hey, look, I'm going to, you know, buy myself, when I get some money, I'm buying myself a nice car. So when I got in my early 20s, I started making a lot of money, you know, and I bought all of these damn cars, all of them at like the same freaking time. Now, because I was young, I didn't have a lot of time to develop any kind of savings account. I was just buying. I think I paid $750 a month for the convertible Corvette because I always wanted that one. The Porsche, I think, was $400 a month. at the time, and of course the BMW. That was my work car, and that was like $400 and some a month. So that was my car payment. I damn near $2,000 a month at car payments at 23. Now I was pimping. Now here's my story. It was really awesome because I thought that's what I wanted. I really believed that's what I wanted as a person, you know, and I needed to experience it. But after 4 months went by, 5 months, the nostalgia of owning these vehicles wore off. And I realized, man, you're all by yourself, dude. You can't drive all of these vehicles. You can only drive one of them. But every month you had to make those payments. So, you know, you follow what I'm saying. 7, 8 months down the road, it was getting pretty damn annoying making that $2,000 a month payment. You continue to have to work really hard, continue to stress. It was just a burden that I never wanted. So from that point on, I just said, I'm going to try to pay cash for every vehicle. I'm going to own one, and I'm going to run it until it goes into the ground. Now, maybe that's a little different situation than some people, but I've had my experience with that. And to me, purchasing a vehicle is the absolute worst financial thing that you can do. Now, let me kind of backtrack that statement just a little bit. I also agree that, you know, if you're young like I was and you want to own something and you work hard for it, then you freaking deserve it. If that's going to make you happy, far be it for me to judge people on what's going to make them happy. I guess what I'm really trying to say here is why I don't do it is because I don't think that's the right way to talk to people about stocks. Whatever I own, whatever I spend my money on is my business. Just because I have a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a boat or a helicopter doesn't make me the perfect person, and it doesn't mean I'm qualified to lead you to financial success. It just means I found a way to do it. And there's just some people like that. I mean, you can look at Zuckerberg, Gates, Buffett, you know, they're billionaires right there, and then they don't even own a belt, you know. So it just really depends on the person. Again, I don't think that's the right way. And the reason I don't do it is because that's not what I want you to learn how to trade stocks for. If that's what you want, and that's your dream, then go out and buy the damn car. If that's going to make you feel good, you go do it. There's nothing wrong with that. You work hard, you want to buy something, you want to spoil yourself, you have every right to do that. But don't do it because somebody else wants you to do it. You know, and that's what I learned in my case with this car. I really didn't want a nice car. I was just embarrassed and was so tired of being made fun of when I was growing up by friends and people, you know, taking girls out and that junk, that I swore I was going to have a nice car. Well, at least I got that out of my system. So to answer the question, no, I'm not going to show what I own. That's not important. You know, you can come into my room. You can trade with me live. You'll see my stuff on screen. You'll be able to figure out in a week whether you know what the hell I'm talking about or not. Plus, my 18-year track record speaks for itself. If you want a Ferrari, you come to my room. I'll try to help you get one. But I'm not going to buy one. So let's move on here to the next question. Doug, do you ever listen to any music while you trade? If you do, what type? Now, this has got to be an interesting question, right? Trader jams? Any of you guys listen to music? I know some people do. I do not. I do not listen to music. It's hard for me to concentrate on what I'm doing with music in the background. To some people, it's very relaxing. Sometimes I will. If I've had a kind of bumpy day or something like that, or, you know, I got a little pinned up aggression, or I just want to really motivate myself, then, you know, maybe at lunch break or something like that, I'll fire up some music, maybe pre-market. I'll do that as well. Oftentimes I will. It's pretty early out here in California at pre-market. It's 5 o'clock, and usually what I'm listening to is, I'm a metalhead. I've been a metalhead, man, since I was a kid. It's either Slayer, Pantera, Lamb of God, you know, I'm going that route. So it's kind of rough for some people. Neighbors might get into a fit hearing a little bit of Slayer jamming out at 5 o'clock in the morning. But that's what I listen to. I don't listen to it if it helps you calm the nerves. Maybe you got to listen to some of that, what is that, calming music of waterfalls and stuff like that, and birds chirping in the wilderness. Not while I trade, though. I usually just focused 100% on trading and don't listen to any music. But hey, I do know that some people do that. But when I do listen to music, that's what I listen to. Got to crank up the metal as loud as you can. Sometimes things get tossed. That's just the way it is, right? So we move on to our last question for today. All right, last question. How do these hedge funders make money on bad performance? Thanks for the videos, Doug. I was wanting to know how these hedge fund guys make so much money when they don't even beat the S&P. I was reading a nice article about Bill Ackman and his massive losses on Herbalife, and I wonder how someone like that can still be rich. Oh, ain't that a great question? Now, what they do with these hedge funds and institutions is completely separate from what we do as retail traders. And the unfortunate thing about these hedge funds and institutional trading is that they don't really have to make any money for their customers. Now, do they want to make money for their customers? Of course they want to make money, because the more money they make for their clients will stay, they'll refer other people, they'll be able to charge more fees and all that good stuff. But that's not a requirement. So for us retail traders, we have to make money. If I don't make money, I don't eat. That's it. That's all there is to it. If I don't make money, I don't pay bills, I don't eat, period. So my performance is important. If they have bad performance, where they make most of their money, and the money that they really look for, is assets under management, because they charge a fee, like a 5%, 8%, every fund's different, but they'll charge a percentage, like let's say 5%, on the assets under management. So rather than looking at trading performance, they're more focused on balances. Get me more money under management, because just do the math. If you have a $1 billion hedge fund and you're getting 5% a year, regardless of what your trading results are, that's a lot of money, right? I mean, you're making tons just off of that and fees. And if you do turn a profit, that's just gravy. That's just gravy on top of the potatoes right there, right? But see, this is what I'm saying. Don't fall for that. Yes, Bill Ackman lost billions for his customers. Bill Ackman did a bad thing. He's still flying around on his private jet after losing people billions. He's still eating at fancy restaurants, driving Ferraris, taking limousines, wearing the Armani suits. Did I not warn you guys about this earlier? It's just what the kind of people that wear the fancy stuff. That just because they have fancy things doesn't mean they know what they're doing, right? So anyway, all joking aside, that's how they still make money. Why people continue to stay with them and trust them, I don't know. I don't know why they do it. It's just the way life is sometimes. But to answer that question, they don't have to make money, directly from their trading results. They make it from their fees. So if they have bad years or just sloppy years or a couple bucks here and there, then they can just live on those fees, which is what they obviously do. So that hopefully that answers the question. Again, don't trust those people wearing them Armanis, flying them private jets. That doesn't mean they know how to trade. He don't know how to trade. I know how to trade. Don't matter where I'm from. Don't matter how I talk or where I live, does it? No. You come into my trade room, I'll show you guys how it's done. I'll help you. I'll help you get to that next level. So I'm just going to stop ranting. I got a little chippy today. I got up in your biz. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm just, partially through this here. So again, you guys need help. You know where I'm at. Until the next happy hour, thanks for watching. Take care.